Very excited to chat to you, Sasha. It's been a wild ride over the last, what, 4 months since NotCoin started.
Yeah, yeah. From the beginning of the year and better. Um, it was for some time already, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, whose idea was it to start NotCoin on New Year's Eve? 'Cause that's a pretty rogue move in and of itself.
um, that's all about our team, I think. We had a plan to roll it out, I think, on the 1st of December or 15th of December. I don't remember exactly, but then we had to postpone because we wanted to test it well, and so on and so on. Then we wanted to test it well, and so on and so on. And at some point, we just realized that at the weird time when almost every date is not really good because of the holidays and everything, and we were like, why not to do this like literally 1st of January,
Yeah,
like on the first minute of the new year. And I think at this point we were quite tired of preparing for the big release and so on, but this idea somehow just energized us. I think it's just the nature of the way that this team is working actually. So sometimes this wild stuff just empowering us to build.
yeah, yeah. It seems like ever since the beginning, even from like the foundations of like when you started NotCoin, everything's been organic. you know, it's just been like go with where the direction's taking you and where the energy and curiosity is. What excites you, do that. That's how it's kind of felt for me anyway. On the external, on the sidelines here.
Yeah, and I appreciate. I even remember this the Gateway conference in November, and you were one
Yeah,
of the first one who started tapping. So
I think I was. I think I was number one. Someone got a sneaky photo of me tapping away.
right,
Uh,
right.
yeah, hilarious. So we've got how many? We've got 22,000 people in the room right now. Pretty crazy
Yeah.
already. So I think we've got enough to get started. We've got a small village of people on the live. So I wanted to just, we've kind of seen what's happened with Notcoin. Obviously, it's grown to such a massive heights in terms of number of users, in terms of all of the interest and engagement that's brought to the Notcoin channel, to the Tom community. We're all so excited about the launch. Notcoin Phase 2 is over. Tapping no longer lives, but I think everyone wants to know, will we ever be able to tap again, Sasha? Will we be able to?
That's a good question. Like we thought that you cannot have a clicker game that is viral and infinite growing during the like whatever amount of long term, and because of that we had to stop it at some point. We even thought that, all right, like it's a bit weird, to be honest, to stop some game that has 6.5 million people playing it daily, and like but we still thought that, all right, this is the right move. And
I lost you there, Sasha. Can't hear you, bro. So I think we've lost Sasha, the main man. We've lost him for a moment. I'm sure he's going to rejoin in any second. Thing is, we're both in Dubai now,
right.
where actually Telegram calls are pretty difficult to make, apparently. So
Yeah.
uh, we are just
Where it was
having to
cut off.
deal with VPNs and dial in from different places and figure out how to make this space work. So you have to bear with us if we do have a few technical issues. We're trying to make it work, and somehow people are still getting around my privacy settings now. I've updated. No one should be able to DM me, but I'm still getting 1,000 DMs a minute. So thank you guys so much for your DMs. Honestly, it means the world to be able to receive so many DMs and so much excitement and love from you. But uh, we are trying to have an active Twitter space now. So let's get down to the questions. Sasha, are you back?
Yep, yep. When I got cut off.
So we were just saying, will we ever be able to tap again?
Yeah, yeah. All right. So in a very short, um, we will have new experiences. Maybe some of them will also have some, tap mechanics. The good news is that basically we have lots of teams, lots of people who want to build with us, and these games, these experiences, these social viral mechanics that are going to go live, we're actually uh, really excited to support these people, teams, and in case if they will end up with the idea of the tap to earn mechanic, why not? Why not?
Okay, so it's going to be up to the community to build more tap to earn games inside of NotCoin in order for their own audiences to tap and earn. Is that how it's going to work?
Yeah, I think the mechanics might be different. You can basically tap on something or maybe do some choices during the day or something. The common part will be you still have your squads, you still have your friends there.
Of something crazy like 10 billion NotCoin because I was a very early adopter, obviously. From the first moment, I was there tapping. From the second moment, I was there referring friends and putting my referral link everywhere I possibly could. So I was very happy with that bonus. Um, Now I've got to figure out what to do with it and what the foundation will do with it. We're deciding internally about how we're going to give it all away because obviously we can't use it. We wouldn't want to use it. We wouldn't want to be have that be a danger to any of the Dotcoin community. So we'll be passing it back onto the community through different means and methods over the next once the token is launched and over the next few months or weeks afterwards. Um, but Notcoin grew to 35 million users in the end. What do you think it was that really created that growth?
Um, every time I'm thinking on this question is actually I'm struggling to give a clear answer because I don't think it can be determined in some clear, pieces of the puzzle. Like you can do this, this, and that, and then 35 million people playing your game. So it's really hard to say what exactly worked. I think that like on the surface, we understand that if we remove some unnecessary steps at the beginning of the user journey, then people don't need to just uh, struggle with whatever like connecting wallets, need to set it up first or pay some gas fees and so on and so on. But if we give them to earn some coins for free at the beginning, then people have enough motivation to basically to go through all this necessary steps. So that was, I think, one of the, at least like something that differentiates us from many other Web3 games. Because again, um, I think like let's say 97% of people are cutting off at the very beginning of this funnel, just because Web3 games usually expect you to have all the setup already. But what's beautiful here is that in Telegram, there are many ways for builders basically to work with the audience. So once user joins your bot, you don't need to ask them to have some extra login or connecting wallet or whatever. The identifier is already here. So basically that simplifies everything. That's why it was so smooth at the beginning. Another component is basically I think that the narrative of NOTCOIN being not like other coins and doing this in a way that almost impossible or something like that. That's something maybe refreshing for the Web3. You expect, greedy teams, founders, or I don't know, investors, and so on and so on. But we give you, the most fairest distributed coin ever, with no hidden allocations, with no, shady games and so on. So I think that for those who used to see popular projects before that in crypto, I think it was really fresh air, and I think that was created really nice, at least curiosity for the crypto community as well. Yeah, and then like if you go down to this, obviously we experimented a lot with mechanics, with all this invitation flow, with the referral system. We were aiming for, let's say, good players or maybe value add players, on each step of designing this, making sure that you are incentivized really well in case if you deliver some value to the ecosystem. So if you invite more Telegram Premium users, if they're really playing, maybe you help them to play, maybe you explain them how it works, maybe you walk them through Notcoin, whatever, and then you earn more. And that's, I think, also is very, very important, because amount of people who were motivated enough to bring their friends, their community into Notcoin, it's really tremendous. It was like 53,000 squads was created actually. So it means that like 53,000 communities, channels, groups with the Notcoin as a main topic for 3 months. It's something. It's really something much more important than the coin itself. So yeah, I mean, hard to say what exactly worked, but yeah. The funny part is that I had a plan. We called it Swiss watch plan, and we had a number. It was 30 million users as a goal, and it was funny when we, was quite close, even despite the fact that this plan was created, let's say, whatever, in November. So
Yeah, I gotta say, I think it is simple. What drove Notcoin? I agree with you on all your points. Um, and just for the people in DMs that are just asking me if I speak Russian, I don't. So I'm very sorry about that. We will be continuing the space in English. Unfortunately, so sorry. Um, we can maybe do another Russian space another time. But I think it's quite simple
it was yesterday, basically.
Oh, there was already a Russian space yesterday.
Right, in Notcoin fam chat. Yeah.
Okay. Well, guys, there you go. You had your chance. So now it's time for the English speakers to have a go. Okay. We all want Sasha's time, and now we've got to ask some questions in English. So thank you. But for me, the very simple answer to like what I think from an outsider's perspective made Notcoin really grow is one, Telegram viral mechanics. It was built from the start to be a viral application. You had more rewards given to people for referring your friends. That was step one. It was the most profitable way to actually earn NOTCOINs was referring. And so people were coming up with all kinds of ways to share their referral links, get into other Telegram groups, infiltrate other communities, get KOLs talking about it, get KOLs to set up their own groups, and just really try and spread their viral referral link. Because one click on a referral link, and bang, you could get 50,000, 100,000 NOTCOIN for a Telegram premium guy. So that for me was like the big eye opener of now I really saw for the first time on Ton what it meant to have a viral application and what you needed to do. You needed incentives, and then you needed to over incentivize the referral mechanic. And that I think is the two things that were like game changing and really set a great precedent for all the rest of the projects in that are building on Ton and Telegram to use. You need to really leverage the viral mechanics natively within the app, and you need to incentivize users to do the work of marketing for you. And that's what really led for me to the 35 million users. On top of that, though, I do think you're right. Like the whole fresh kind of way that you approached, uh, almost, I guess, yeah, you just call it marketing, right? Marketing NOTCOIN in general, your voice kind of spoke throughout all of the NOTCOIN posts. The NOTCOIN community was a breath of fresh air for most people. I believe like you had kind of this mentality of it's all for the community. Everything's being mined by you guys. There's no insiders. There's no way that anyone's getting any NOTCOIN apart from you who are doing it. And I think that's a really fresh approach that no one has really done before. Most people in the space, or most projects in the space, often have like too much of a focus on the VCs and getting loads of VC money in from day one, then getting loads of investor tokens gifted out to people, and then letting those investors dump on their community. This was a kind of different approach, and I really do appreciate that. And it's not something that a massive organization could really do, right? Because or someone with VCs could do, because they are then beholden to those people, right? Whereas now you're beholden to your community, the NOTCOIN community, and it's a massive one. So you're beholden to a lot of people. And judging by my DMs, they're an active bunch. so uh, I think the fresh voice and the viral mechanics, if I was to put it simply, that was what really drove the growth of NOTCOIN. Would you say that's fair?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Still, I mean, like all the viral stuff is usually so hardly. I mean, it's really hard to predict what will be viral, or maybe create some kind of a site for that. Because I mean, in case if it would be possible, then everyone who's doing some things like let's say Stepan or something like that, they would just continue with the new one and new one and new one, more exciting, more ever growing stuff. But it does not work this way for some reason. I don't know why. Like, I mean, I'm thinking about Netflix, for example. This is maybe one of the good ways to think of that. You cannot make a TV show that will have just instant growing amount of users, fans, and so on. At some point, it will become boring and slowly die. But you can make new TV shows. You can find a way how to create an environment that helps directors and writers and whoever else to create, to build And this kind of thing just, I think, hacks this is, in some way. Like, so maybe that's what we are looking for right now. So yeah, I don't think that we can basically tomorrow create some game that becomes much more popular than Notcoin just based on the learnings that we have, but creating an environment where these things might happen, and especially if new builders, new energy comes to that, then maybe we'll have something really interesting um, further.
Yeah. What do you think is most impressed you about all of the growth? And like, what do you kind of what would be the stat you're most proud of if you look at all of them?
Um, when for the first time when we saw the amount of Telegram Premium users, it was around 1 million, and Pavel Durov made a post that there had 4 million at that moment, and we thought like, wow, 25% of the paid audience of Telegram is playing Notcoin, which is weird. I mean, it's really, really, really important to have some kind of validation that users who are ready to pay for the subscriptions, that is not necessary. I mean, like in Telegram, you can use Telegram without that, but still, these people are choose to have this subscription, and then they decide that Notcoin is a nice thing to spend time on. And like, wow, I don't know. When I saw this first time, I thought, wow, like it's not just for kids, for bots, whatever. Many smart um, Telegram native people are playing Notcoin, and at that point, I think I was really excited that wow, like we've made it for these people, and they found this interesting. Um, yeah, I think that's one of the main
Nice,
things.
nice. And what would you say were like if you had to look back like over the kind of milestones of Notcoin launch? What what were the bigger moments for you where were you like running around the house, pulling your hair out, going, "This is crazy"? Did you have any kind of emotional reactions throughout the whole last 3 months?
Um, Surprisingly, I think that it was. I don't think I really had this during the last 2 months. There were a couple of really, really exciting moments. First
Yeah,
one is that,
just head down delivering.
yeah, um, there were a couple of exciting moments. First one when we realized that the chart is growing in a way that it will hit all the highs that we are expecting. I think we've noticed that on the, let's say, second or third day after the launch. I mean, it's really hard to explain, but when you see how organically it grows, you understand that it will, it just will continue to grow to like 10, 30, 50, 100 times from this point. And then you're just relaxing, like, all right, so now we just need to focus on making it stable, um, make sure that everything works and will be delivered in time, and so on and so on. The second moment was when we had some, I had some um, thinking around, all right, what comes next, how to make Notcoin really great, and so on. And I had some. Mm, I was worried about some stuff, like about tokenomics, like how exactly it will work, how exactly. Mm, what will be the utility of Notcoin that will help it to grow from the product standpoint? And I I didn't have the really good idea at this moment, and it was a bit nervous. I mean, like it's hard to explain, but when you understand that in a couple of months, you don't know what to do. It just don't make you really, calm and relaxing. So So yeah, but then I just found the idea, and yeah, that was really really exciting. It's hard to explain, but the moment when you realize that you know the answer, and you can trust your thinking, and you can go through this logic again and again, and it seems that it works. Yeah, I think that was the really 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 important moment, because after that it's all about execution. Before that, it was like more like,
Mhm.
okay, all right, will I have a good idea or not?
Yeah, yeah. So that's I think that's every creative has felt that, right? That moment where you just don't know what you're gonna do, and then the right idea comes to you, and then you figure out and you test it and you put it all together and you realize, yes, this is it. This is the one I've
Right,
been waiting for.
right.
Right?
That's exactly what I felt. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's the in the shower moment, where you're just like there,
Mhm.
just just standing in the shower, not waiting for anything, and then all of a sudden comes.
Right.
I also love those types of moments. Um, okay, so I guess that gets us neatly on to kind of where is Notcoin going? Like we've ended phase two, tapping no longer lives. We've gone over some of the stats, and now I want to find out, what is the model now? What's going to happen? What is that idea that made you so excited? How's it going to work from here on out?
Right. Um, yeah, we've learned that people like to earn. That's a simple thing, but still, you always like to see how your whatever number is growing. Like your score, your balance, uh, you know, dollars on your bank account, and so on. Everyone loves to see how it's growing, and we thought, all right, so maybe, despite the fact that yeah, we're going to move on from the clicker mechanic, but still we don't want to um, take this from users, this feeling of earning something. And on the second, the second thing is, we have really really long line of projects that want to be promoted, want to launch campaigns, want to be discovered by Notcoiners, and we just thought, all right, why not to combine this? And then we realized that, like, again, right now, how it works: projects are coming to us, we have some, deal with them, then we create campaign within Notcoin. People go and complete tasks within this campaign and receive some extra Notcoins that kind of, we like, it's kind of printed Notcoins, After we go on chain, we cannot print anymore any Notcoin. There will be no more Notcoins that will be issued on the first second after the TG. So, and we just realized, why not to basically connect projects and people. This one was the idea basically that you mentioned a few months ago. Um, and yeah, right now I think we just, maybe this different form of it, but anyway, we want projects to share, like to get Notcoin from the market and then distribute it across those users who are interested in this project, who are wanted to go through the campaign, participate in some kind of activity and so on. So that was an aha moment for me, because I realized, all right, we will not need to print new Notcoins, obviously. At the same time, we can keep the earning mechanic, and we can make it win-win for both, for three sides actually: for users, for projects, obviously. Because for projects, I mean, like, it's really, really, um, from the product perspective, we're always trying to solve problems, and projects in crypto are struggling to get an attention from communities, because, um, like, all right, for the clicker viral Telegram game, maybe that's okay, but for, um, let's say, DEX or some more complex DeFi on the blockchain, it's really hard to get attention of users. You have to be really, really, really creative and do some weird stuff to have it, you know. And for these projects, they have a choice. I mean, they can wait, maybe to the next bull run for their organic growth, or they can basically try to, you know, go to the influencers, go to the Twitter ads, go to the some, you know, Galaxy, Zilly, and whatever, and try to make some marketing campaigns to attract users. And um, usually it's really, really, really hard to have a good ROI from that. So you pay influencer money without any obligations, without whatever, like you cannot even expect, you know, sometimes you cannot even, you know, control whatever the way that it is expressed, or again, old numbers that you might want to have. No one can really guarantee you that, and so on. So, and this, like, we have really, really, you know, a lot of projects that want to have community's eyes on them. And we just realized that since Notcoin is literally the biggest crypto community, maybe community in general, um, it became kind of the biggest influencer, but with a clear and um, balanced, or I mean, like, fair model that allows you as a project to introduce, you know, the mm, your product to users in a way that you think will create the curiosity on their side, and you also can incentivize them with not coins and maybe something else, your tokens, whatever assets you wanted to distribute. So I think that this model, again, is quite refreshing for the industry, because no one tries to fool you, as you know, many. I really cannot. Um, it's really hard to explain, but like, from the moment when we started this Notcoin stuff, I'm started receiving dozens of messages every day from kinda influencers with whatever, like 100, 200,000 people in Twitter or whatever. And all of them like, do you want us to promote your project? Do you want us to attract some drop hunters? Do you want us to, you know, make some collaboration, whatever? And all of this is really, really empty inside. And I know this feeling of, you know, when you try to to distinguish kind of fake products, fake influencers from the real ones, and it's really, really hard, especially for the projects that are starting their journey. So in our case, long story short, we're going to make it clear and simple for projects to launch campaigns within Notcoin, buy Notcoin from the market, and distribute it to the users that are interested in that. We also will have different kind of roles, different kind of tiers. Let's say if you're an influencer, real influencer that invited many, you know, value add people into Notcoin, then project can create campaign that will be targeted to you, and only you will have an access. So this campaign might be really, really beneficial for you, because I mean, project knows that only those who invited, let's say, 10,000 people, they will have an access to this campaign. Um, so that kind of thing, I think is might be really um, important for the future of the Notcoin. And the model will be simple. People earn this Notcoin from the project, and partially will burn these Notcoins, and partially we will, you know, increase the treasury for the node DAO. So it means that every single farmer or miner that will go through the campaign basically will contribute into the ecosystem, create, like, increasing the value of Notcoin, and at the same time helping, you know, not DAO to create more and more and more cool stuff for that ecosystem. So yeah, that's the main idea for the next phase. Not for the next phase,
So
but
how
like for the process.
So you said, so basically projects will come in, they want to reach the Notcoin audience and they want to grow their project. And so they're going to list campaigns on inside of Notcoin where people can go and earn Notcoins. So the projects will buy Notcoins to actually uh, start the campaign, and then they will pay
Right.
that Notcoin to the users. So what would the users need to do to actually get the Notcoin?
Yeah, actually, people can just uh, participate in the campaigns that they are interested in. So let's say you're new in crypto, you want to discover different kind of products. You see the list of campaigns and you're like, all right, I want to go and jump into this game. So they go through the campaign, they're playing this game, having fun, but at the same time, they're earning not coins, um, you know, for completing this campaign. And ideally, we wanted to have ability to segment the particular audiences. So to make sure that, all right, so if you want, if you like games, then maybe you will be interested in many other games that we can show you. So it will be more like, kind of organic experience. I wanted to play the three games, why not to, you know, earn not coin for that as well. And um, talking about games and all these viral experiences and so on. So once people earn some not coin, they can do several things with that. First of all, they can trade, obviously, but also they can go and play with this not coin with some another experience that you're going to launch with the partners. So let's say we have another big viral game with squats and everything from the Notcoin, where you can spend Notcoin, and at the same time you can earn something else there. Um, Different kind of games may have different kind of assets, and same like Notcoin, you can play, you can have some achievements, you can be early, you can contribute, you can do many things, you can win, and you can repeat this every month. So that kind of Netflix for for this Web3 gaming industry that we're going to build. Um, it's also really inspiring.
Yeah, it's kind of like this whole like airdrops, not ads vision, and that I've had from like a long time ago. Is it's like instead of having to rely on like an influencer to kind of tell you what project's going to be good, the project lists in Notcoin, and then they get access to like an influencer's size audience, right? But the influencer
Right.
isn't Notcoin. It's just you've got access to a captive audience ready to get active on your application or game, and then instead of you having to rely on the trust you of the influencer that's telling you to do something, then you're actually going to participate in the campaign, whatever that is. If it's like quests, if it's playing a game, um, you're going to participate and do those tasks and those things, and you're going to learn about the project, and then you're going to figure out through that experience whether or not you like it or whether or not you're interested in it. And there's not going to be any need to have any kind of trust because the they're paying you to do it, right? Because they're paying in not coins. They've paid not coin. The projects have paid not coin in order to list the campaign, and then that campaign is paying you out in a regular cycle. How regular is the cycle that they pay that not coins pay out?
Mm, yeah, something like that. This is more like the technical thing. So we will have to figure out how to make it smoother for users. 1 hour is the like pay not coins per hour is something that we aiming right now. Still, I really want people to see how their number is growing literally. So you, without need to wait 1 hour, the whole hour to see that. So maybe we will have some improvements there. But yeah, in general, it works like that.
Okay, nice. And yeah, so you really what you're really building is like a system, is like a marketing system in a way.
I think that there are two ways um, to look at this. Um, you can think of that like we force people to click on the banner, advertisement banner, and earn some coins, or we create a tool that allows you to basically earn for discuss exploration of the projects that you would explore it, anyway, even without Bitcoin. But here you also have um, some bonus for that and clear system on how to do this. So we try and really hard to move to the second point of view, making sure that it's not just cheap advertisement tool, but more, you know, discovery, exploration ecosystem, stuff like that.
Okay. And so, so Notcoin can kind of maintain its value because what do you think? Like, what's the value of Notcoin then in this scenario?
Yeah, it's simply, I mean, in case the project have to buy it from the market, and obviously it creates some buying, you know, power. Then,
Right.
since people earning Notcoin and partially they just help to burn it as well, so the emission of Notcoin was slowly decreasing over time. And then one more thing is that uh, it's like the mining process, like with the hash rate and everything. In case if there are less users, then you will earn more from the same campaign than in case you have the bigger, you know, competitions from other with other users. So it means that whatever is happened in the future, let's say bear market is starting now, and like in 3 months, Bitcoin costs 5k USD, which is would be funny, really. But anyway, it still will be, for users to still be. It will make sense to complete the campaign because amount of other people who are also chasing this will be less. So it will still be really valuable for them. So yeah, that's kind of mechanics we have in mind right now.
I see. I see. So it's like the project will have to buy Notcoins, then they will list like a kind of regular amount of Notcoins that will be given away for this camp for people in the campaign. And then when people complete the campaign, the more people that complete it, the less Notcoin you get. But the less people that complete it, the more Notcoin you get.
Right.
So if there's
Right.
okay, yeah, I see. So if there's less users, then then people are more incentivized to come, and if there's more users, then people are less incentivized to come. But that means you can kind of maintain a balance of level of reward per person, kind of thing. Hopefully,
Right.
that's the idea.
Yeah, that's the math that we are looking for.
I see. I see. Very cool. So, so a couple of tricky questions I've got from people that have been pinging me, but I think some of them are pretty good. So, uh, I think there have been some people which have lost NFT vouchers when they've been kind of transferring their Notcoins into NFT vouchers. Will there ever be any way to really redeem those not lost Notcoins? Is there any kind of way that people can get help?
Yeah, that's interesting. Just today we checked this with our developers, and each order of this NFT mint has a status. We always know that if it's minted or it's not minted, maybe canceled, or had some issue, and so on and so on. So what we did, we just increased the balances of the users that have not received vouchers, to the amount of the value of the voucher. Um, and for those vouchers who were in the queue, we've sent it already. So it seems that there is no sign of the lost voucher anymore. But at the same time, we understand that there are lots of um, when you have 35 million people playing game, even 1% of people that can be confused or maybe upset or something, or maybe they expected something different. There's still 350,000 people is a 1%. So it's a lot. And because of that, usually once you see, let's say 10, 20, 30 messages in the chats, you extrapolate this, intuitively to the whole audience. But from our perspective, from the metrics that we see, we have 800,000 um, vouchers minted, and there were some issues there, but seems that all the vouchers or like minted or balances were increased for the users that not received the voucher yet.
I see. So people that are complaining that they didn't get their vouchers, they've got extra not coins given to their balances.
Yeah,
That's it.
it's more not about the complaints. It's more about the again all the technical information that we have in the database, seeing what's the status of the voucher. So yeah, I think right now it should be fine. Still, I mean, there always some space for the investigation. So maybe before we go on chain, we will still have to go through that one more time just to make sure that we're not missing anything.
Okay. So people can rest assured that you're investigating it and that you're going to try to make whole anyone that has experienced a kind of voucher loss issue prior to the token launch.
Right.
Right. Right. Okay. Great. So the other thing that some people were kind of unhappy about were like the kind of unclear tokenomics, like the change in kind of removing numbers from the eventual token supply. Maybe you could clear it up. Like how's that tokenomics kind of working? Um, what's what would you say to kind of appease people that are a little bit unclear of why is my 10 billion not coin now just worth 10 million kind of thing?
Oh yeah. Um, all right. There are a few layers of that. So the first one is the most simple. Is that we decided to remove three zeros from the all the numbers. So whatever, like valuation, balances, and so on, vouchers. It's simple visual change that does not really affect the value of not coins that people have on hands. Simply because we wanted to have it, just better reading of the price once we go on chain. Because without that, it would be like 0 point some zeros, whatever, 4 or 5 zeros, and then the number, and then like it's really hard to remember, what's the price of sheep, for example, what's the price of Dodge, because I mean it's all this 0.00, which whichever amount of zeros. But at the same time, you clearly remember the price of Ton, the price of Ethereum, Bitcoin, and so on. So that's why we decided to go this. Not the simplest move, to be honest. We could ignore this, but we thought, all right, we should be responsible for that, take responsibility, and just deliver this change. Um, Another one thing is for the accounts and like the whole. All right, so it's quite tricky um, to make sure that the distribution is fair. Um, Someone can say that Bitcoin was distributed fairly. Then we should define what fair means, because Bitcoin was distributed technically in a fair manner means that you can see how you cannot trick the system. You can just mine it, right? But at the same time, lots of bitcoins were mined at the very beginning by just few people, and it's not distributed that fairly that Notcoin right now, for example, which is weird, but it is. It is like that. So another one thing is we wanted to make sure, like the whole design of the Notcoin model was built with one idea in mind. At the end of the Notcoin mining phase, the main asset is basically, you know, the value that people can bring into the Notcoin, and the people itself. I mean, like how they interested in Notcoin, how they connected with that. So we just realized that in case if we will distribute Notcoin mostly to the people who are, you know, would make some value extraction actions more than value adding actions, then the ecosystem will lose its value, and it will be really, really, really hard um, to grow the ecosystem in the long term. So with that in mind, we thought, all right, so we need to incentivize those who really can deliver the value for the ecosystem in the future, increase the value of the ecosystem in the future. So we started with incentivizing, again, like Telegram Premium users, making an assumption that, all right, if people can spend some amount of dollars on the subscription, then most likely they're not bots. Most likely they, um, you know, um, have some wealth to basically contribute to Notcoin in many ways. They are also quite early in Telegram, in Telegram ambassadors and so on. So it's also important for the project. Then we, um, you know, made many, many, many steps in that direction as well. And one of the last steps were we decided to remove coins from bots at the very end, because in case if we would do this earlier, then bot farms will find a new way to trick us. And again, we have a small team of 12 people, and um, with the audience of 55 million, and I think thousands of those who would like to hack the system, and I don't judge. I mean, like, I really understand this. It's always funny to find some breach and try to overthink, you know, its creators and so on. So we decided to do this as the last step, and so that's why, yeah. I mean, some of the bot farmers are upset. Um, we also decided that, all right, if you have a low activity, because I mean, all these systems that detect bots are not perfect. So, for example, we realized that if, for example, if user never completed any campaign, never had any boost, never purchased any boost, never purchased any skin, so on and so on, but also earned whatever 20 million of not coins, then it feels a bit weird, and most likely it's not a real human. So that's, or at least it's a low active user, So I mean, it's still not clear how we can expect some value add actions from this user in the future. So, but it's always hard to deduct coins. It's always easier to print more. We see it how how banks and federal financial systems are doing this stuff. It's really hard to deduct. It's much easier to print, but we stick to our idea that printing more and more not coins would not help. So that's why we had to distribute these coins from bots and low active users to those people who are actually delivering the value. And the third piece of that is basically some necessary part for Notcoin to exist in the future. So at some point, we just realized that, all right, if you're going to go to the exchange, we have to have some liquidity for that, because without that, it will be really, really, really hard to start the market. People would want to buy or sell, and then there's no really enough liquidity because I mean it's just technical moment, but still I mean it's very very important. Um, Also, exchange are not happy. Not only not happy, but they would not list Notcoin in case if people say that. All right, we have no liquidity. Sorry. They understand that this is a huge risk for their own traders, and they would not, go with that. So we also realized that right now we have 35 million users, but we should care about the next whatever 100 million, 300 million users. And if you will not have any incentives for them, it will be really, really hard to extend the ecosystem to this new level, new scale. So those are really, really also important. So that's why we dedicated some amount of Notcoins to the future users, to the traders, and the development of the ecosystem as well, because we still will need to build stuff. We still need to make sure it just evolve with time. So yeah, hard decisions still. I mean, to be
Yeah.
honest, I've got lots of feedback from many smart people that said that we are giving too many not coins to the miners. But I'm thinking that that was the right choice, because from the very beginning we were like, all right, we're doing this for community. It's not for our personal interest or something. That's something different.
Yeah, that shines through. That community first mentality, I think, is something I wish that uh, that every crypto project could take. But lots of crypto projects are money motivated, and so it's impossible for them to make that decision. Because having VCs and having all of these backers and all this types of things makes it really just they just can't give away their value, right? Which is a shame, because that's what really crypto allows you to do: give value back and see the return and the reward and on the on-chain activity, right? But what hasn't existed, like Notcoin, because projects before and airdrop their tokens and pray that that's going to and then not be able to uh, like retain those people and retain their interest, because the next airdrop comes along and people are off to that one quickly. Where Notcoin comes along is like, now I can actually incentivize my users, which is, and they have to do complete quests, um, go and do go and they got Notcoins, but then they asset as well, because of that kind of simple structure of like, now I can pay people, reward people directly. Now I have the ability to really track the ROI and retain people a lot more by playing around with like the amount of Notcoins given out to people, or uh, so one guy's just been messaging me, and he's been saying some interesting things around, what about not even just blockchain projects, right? Imagine McDonald's or Burger King. They all need influencers as a service, right? They all need communities that can come and visit them, right? So what if you were able to say, okay, McDonald's can come list a Notcoin campaign, visit a McDonald's 3 times a week and earn Notcoin, right? And every time you come to McDonald's, you check a little QR code, right? That's linked to the Notcoin task, and you get your 1 point, and then you keep earning Notcoin for as long as you go to McDonald's 3 times a week, right? Like, imagine that. I think that could be a huge use case where it'd be uh, like non-crypto native companies could actually leverage Notcoin audience because it's so global and so massive. Any company is really going to want to list campaigns in NotCoin, right? And so maybe NotCoin can actually bring in a whole another generation of uh, not even a Web 2, just like everyday brands and everyday products on chain to start using the power of blockchain and blockchain based marketing systems like Notcoin.
Right, right. I mean, like, never thought about the Web2 projects for that, but yeah, you're right. I mean, um, Telegram is also, I mean, when I think about the next 500 million users coming from Telegram into crypto, um, we have to, you know, face the fact that most of them will not be crypto native, obviously. So, I mean, we need to build products, keeping in mind that, it should be open for any audience. It should be really, really accessible for, those who don't know how, how whatever non-custodial wallet works and so on. So even this word non-custodial is so weird. I remember when I first time heard this, like, what the heck? So yeah, we need to avoid this and maybe open it for even those who just go into McDonald's and then earn in not coins for that.
Yeah, or even Nike could do buy a new pair of, or like wear your Nikes three times a week, and they could have some kind of like RFID chip that would allow you to like NFC communicate with the Notcoin Quest or something, because it's so simple and yet with so many different use cases to it, right? It's almost like blockchain in a way, in and of itself. There's so many different use cases to it, which makes it blockchain so hard for people to understand, because it's the foundational layer of infrastructure, which just allows you to keep track of everything that's going on chain, right? That's kind of just the main feature of blockchain, is like it's just a ledger, it's just like a record that's never checked, that's always in sync across every iteration of it, um, across thousands of different computers all at one time. So the real core aspect of blockchain is really quite simple. All it is just that, right? It's just a simple list of all the transactions that are going on. But when you get into it, that enables so many different use cases. And I think Notcoin is almost similar to that. We're on a very kind of new path toward uh, marketing being on blockchain, and how projects can use blockchain for marketing. It's not going to look the same as advertising. It's going to look different, and it's going to feel like a game when you first start, and then over time, that game kind of becomes something totally different. Uh, there's someone, I'm not sure who said it, but there's like this quote where it says that, everything that ends up being really successful start in tech starts out looking like a game, and people lots are laughing at it, and people are saying it's never going to work, and then over time people start adopting it, and then they start realizing uh, the value of it. So yeah, I'm very, 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 very bullish on this new structure for Notcoin, and Notcoin campaigns being a way to earn as well. Um, but going back to, like, for influencers and creators, you mentioned there'd be kind of a a new way for influencers and creators to kind of interact with Notcoin, and contribute and bring value to Notcoin. How do you see that playing out? And how do you see, like, obviously Ton Telegram now is becoming this major hub for creators to really get paid the value that they that for the paid for the value they bring. How do you think
Right.
Notcoin is going to fit in there?
Yeah, I think that's really smart. Maybe Elon with Twitter, they started this first incentivizing creators for making content on the platform, or maybe YouTube. It was the first one. I mean, on a big scale. So I think it's a smart, really smart move. We learned from that, and we wanted to have all the influencers who invited tons of people to basically benefit from that in the next phase as well. So what we're going to have here is basically to distribute some value from what people are earning, or maybe some trading fees or something like that. To be honest, it's not settled yet completely, but we just want to. The good news, we have all the structure, so we understand who has which amount of friends, referrals, and so on, and we have many ways to incentivize people for that. So we will definitely will care about those who deliver the most value for Notcoin by inviting more and more people into that. So that's how we see that. So being consistent in that, with every new release, making sure that we are not losing what we made in the last phase, and these people who believed in Notcoin, who basically invited their community and helped them to go deep into that and so on. Yeah, we definitely never forget this, and definitely would incentivize them in the future.
Great. So I think one last question, and then I think we can wrap this up. But I guess it's the most important question, because this is the question that's on everybody's minds. How exactly is the token distribution going to work? We know. Well, we don't even know the listing date or the token launch date, to be sure. So without telling us the details there, how exactly am I going to be able to cash in my in-game balance to real on-chain tokens? Can you reveal some of the details around that?
No, absolutely. I think it will be one of, or maybe the biggest on-chain event ever, because we'll have millions of people wanting to withdraw Notcoin and do something with that. So there will be a few ways to do that, and we are spending a lot of time right now to make sure that we will not ruin blockchain, infrastructure and everything. So people will have few options. They will have an option to go to the Telegram wallet or TEX, to the centralized exchange, and trade Notcoin there, or they will be able to withdraw it to their own chain wallet with some queue or limitations, because again, we cannot just open this and see how let's say blockchain will slowing down, and then we will have to turn it off and create some weird dynamic when they have some emission already issued, but some emission is waiting for once queue will be finished. So yeah, there will be some mechanism for that, just to make sure that we are not really doing some harm for the blockchain. Another thing is we have vouchers. We have 800,000 vouchers, which is really, really big number. Also, we have WNOT, which is basically the how to say that, some derivative of Notcoin made from voucher. So there will be ways to exchange vouchers and WNOTs into the Notcoin. And yeah, we're also working hard right now on making sure that it will also not create extra load for the blockchain. And the last, but maybe the first, maybe the most important piece is basically if you want to continue, you can just continue with the not coins in the next phase with the balance that will basically provide you better tier, better role for the next um, explore and earn um, experience. So again, like all your balances that you have right now, you can just simply go to the next phase and continue earning more and more with time. If you wanted to join with us, I will not insist. It's something that you will not hear from other Web3 founder, but I really, really don't want people to, you know, hold or I never ask for this, and I think it's all up to you guys um, to stay and see what will happen next. Or maybe you can decide just to jump off and whatever, sell not coin and go on, and that's fine as well. But yeah, I mean, the journey
So
that has come is really. Yeah, go ahead, Jack.
so basically, there's kind of three ways you'll be able to exchange one your those Notcoin NFT vouchers into tokens, and I guess there'll be
Right.
some kind of mechanism within Notcoin app to do that.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. And then the second way would be the main way, which would be just people's balances will be able to be converted into Notcoin also within Notcoin app, and you'll just be able to make an on-chain transaction to claim it.
Right.
Okay. And then the third way you mentioned is just to uh, like start using it within the next phase of Notcoin features, the campaigns and play to earn features of Notcoin phase 3.
Yep.
Okay. And then
Yeah,
you
that
also
that will be quite simple, I think. I mean, for most cases, to be really smooth experience. Um, yeah, the main ideas for that came last weekend, to be honest. So I mean, today was the day when we planned everything, and yeah, I think we will deliver soon. For the listing date, it's not clear yet. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think 420 will be the day, to be honest, because it seems that exchange, not all the exchange are ready, and also we wanted to make sure that some events that are happening here in town, something that will be unveiled on the token 24/9, then yeah, we just don't want to intersect it and don't want to affect um, with the Notcoin listing all these things as well. So there will be some time, let's say 1 more week or something, um, that we will need to have to finish all the stuff, make sure exchange are ready, make sure that everything is perfect, and then go on chain.
okay, so we're pretty confident that exchanges will be like centralized exchanges will be listing Notcoin at the moment of token launch.
Yeah. I mean, one of the really important things is that we want to make sure that people have Notcoin from the very first second, so they can trade without, because they're so different in so many different groups: vouchers, double knots, those who go to the centralized exchange, those who want to non-custodial wallet and so on. So we just want to make sure that all have equal rights, and having no advantage in trading this earlier than others. So that's the goal. Yeah, let's see how it will work out.
Okay, and when initially this phase 3 of campaigns launches, I'm sure there's lots of people in the community that are kind of like a little bit worried about this because they haven't ever experienced Web3. They haven't really like uh, used wallets. They don't they don't know how to use the blockchain, and so to speak. So is there going to be some campaigns like right at launch that are going to help them to figure out how to take it step by step, convert their Notcoin balance into real tokens, and start to trade their tokens or use their tokens however they want to?
Yeah, of course. We have a Node Guide project right now that basically goes through the all basics of the Web3, covering all the main things, as well as the having clear instructions for the what can you do with NotCoin now. So you can do this, and that, how it works, what are the risks, outcomes, and so on. So that's the way that it will be introduced for users in the way of campaign with good content. I think we've got already a couple of millions people went through the Not Guide campaigns, which is quite a lot, but still, I think more and more will come
Couple
closer.
million.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that like before the listing date, we will have much more because people will actually need to figure this out. But yeah, I mean, seems that the choice that we will provide to users will really simplify things, because again, if you want to sell, if you want to trade, or if you want to play, then yeah, we have kind of one-click solutions for that. So yeah, hope that it will be smooth.
Awesome. Well, that's great to know. So there'll be easy ways to figure out this crazy little world called blockchain. And you know what? The one thing that you can be sure of is that when it's built on Ton and Telegram, it's going to be simple, easy to use, intuitive, and you're going to be able to figure it out. And then when it's complemented by a great team like Sash's team, and the fact that they've already built a great Quest platform that can help you learn all there is to know about blockchain, I'm sure that every early user or new user to crypto is going to find this whole experience like launching Notcoin, getting their Notcoins, trading them, using them, um, reusing them, buying them is going to be a real great experience for everyone. I know me and the team at the foundation, Tom Foundation, are working very hard to make sure it's all going to be an easy transition over to an on-chain token, and we're very excited by this amazing, like crazy event. Millions of people coming on chain. Looking at the statistics on Token Terminal, like we only have about 19 million total on-chain users across all chains. Right, right at this whole this moment in time. So can you imagine 30 million new on-chain users coming onto Ton, just Ton? We're basically doubling the size of the on-chain space in a single event. So it's absolutely insane, the scale and the level of this event. It can't be underestimated. I think really the market is starting to take note. There's a lot of interest building around Ton, which is super exciting. We've got a massive week ahead for Ton. We have Pavel Durov, who's the founder of Telegram. You guys probably know him. Big Daddy Pavel. He's presenting at Token 2049 in Dubai. That's why I'm here. That's why Sash is here. We've got some big news coming out on the 19th of April, 3:40 p.m. 19th of April, Dubai time. Ton blockchain, get ready for that moment.
Can't wait.
If you're not part of the Ton community channel yet, please do at Toncoin in Telegram. Join the Ton community. The Pavel's presentation will be live streamed there, and we'll have all of the news there for you as well. So make sure you're following along. Obviously, NotCoin's coming soon. We've got Pavel's presentation this week, and it's going to be an exciting close off to the month. Bring on April's figures. I can't wait to look at where we're standing at the end of April, and then bring on May and the Open League summer. just to touch on the Open League before we go. Right now, Tom Blockchain is running a ecosystem-wide competition where projects compete for users, and users can earn Toncoin by using projects. Bit of a mouthful, I guess, but it's very simple to get involved. All you got to do is go into Tom Blockchain channel, find posts about the Open League, learn about it, figure out what's going on. We have over $200,000 worth of rewards daily getting paid out to people in liquidity pools right now across ton dexes. And that's a pretty crazy amount. So I know there's 13,692 people here. So $200,000 a day going out to all of you guys. Yeah, that splits pretty well, right? And that's a day. That's per day. So get into the Open League, figure out what's going on there. We've got lots of projects that are inside of the league earning lots of tokens. We're trying to make Tom Blockchain easy for everyone to get involved and start earning tokens freely without any with low to almost zero risk. Obviously, crypto is an experimental product. It's not financial advice, so I'm not telling you to get into crypto. It's just the campaigns we are running. They have great rewards. So get involved with Ton. Get involved with NOTCOIN. We're excited to have you guys here. And Sasha, thank you so much for your time tonight.
Thank you, Jack. Yeah, it was really nice talk, and yeah, I mean, crazy time, but really, really glad to be part of all the movement that's happening right now, all the experience, all the journeys. So thank you all of 13,759 people that are still here 1 hour 30 minutes later after the beginning of this call. So yeah, I mean, so crazy. Love you all, guys. Thank you, and yeah.